Now at 7 o'clock, evacuation orders still in place for some residents in Wasco County as crews mop up a brush fire in the town of Mosier. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us with the latest in just a moment. Plus,
to take somebody's money that they use to feed their families is the lowest of the low.
The family is scammed out of their SNAP benefits. In our next half hour, we'll hear why they say after 2 years things haven't gotten better.
and we're spending some time this morning at McIver State Park in Estacada. This is a live look from the disc golf course there. Was that Eric Patterson giving it a try from behind the camera? Yeah, Eric behind the camera. That's Jesse there, making some shots all morning for us here on Sunrise. We're talking about the Northwest Disc Golf Championship. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes as our streaming hour of Sunrise at 7 o'clock starts right now.
Morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Drew Carney. We also have Chris McGinnis and Rod Hill joining us live at 7 o'clock. Hey, Chris, let's start with you to kick off this hour.
A little drippy out there, and I know Rod's going to tell you about that in a second. That's I-5 down near Wilsonville, right? Let me take you a little farther south, getting word of a possible crash in Marion County in the construction zone through the Salem area between Delaney, near Delaney Road, I-5 northbound. So far, not a lot of slowing around that, but I'll let you know if that changes. Bringing you farther north, definitely bunching up again in the rain, coming over the Boone Bridge up north towards Wilsonville. Hopping over to the east side, 205 south. Yes, Rod, we'll get to you in a second. Southbound, 20 miles an hour now, rolling over the Boone Bridge, or excuse me, the Abernathy Bridge. I'll get my bridges correct. Drive times are building just a little bit there. The slowest of our commutes out of Clark County right now. We're now looking at about a 25-minute drive to get you in from Main Street. And once again, this is what it looks like up near North Portland. Rod, I do detect some rain on the freeway there this morning.
Did you hear me yawning, Chris?
Yeah, you weren't very excited about that traffic report, were you?
You were brilliant as always, my friend. This is becoming the wettest part of our morning so far. The rain's been slow to pick up. You saw the wet roads on Chris's cameras. We've got really wet weather overall from Longview, Olympia up into Seattle, Astoria, Long Beach. There's the area of rain that's now moving through Portland. And also up into Clark County, there's Canby. Salem, you're starting to dry out a little bit, but you've had some rain in the last hour. And in fact, still raindrops on the lens over the state capitol, 54 degrees. There's downtown Portland with some of the first rain of the morning outside of some sprinkles that have been coming through the area, 58. Our forecast today, this is a weak system. The shower chances linger all the way up until about noon, and then we go dry. The clouds will be here at noon, 64. Eventually today, partial clearing, and we get out of it and we warm up to about 72. This week's system not expected to push rain east of the Cascades. Here's the Oregon Veterans Home camera out in the Dalles. You can see the wind moving the trees there a little bit, and the clouds as you look off to the west, it's 62. Sustained winds currently to 24. We're watching these winds because of that fire that broke out in the Mosier area yesterday afternoon. The winds from Hood River east through Mosier, the Dalles, Hermiston, Pilton will be gusting 20 to 30 miles per hour throughout the day, and Thomas Schultz is reporting live for us this morning on that fire that broke out yesterday. Thomas, I assume because of the winds, the crews are watching this carefully this morning.
Yeah, they are, and Rod, you mentioned as well, those winds have been frequent this morning. Now, this fire in Mosier happened before the fire season has even begun, prompting level 3 go now orders before crews were able to contain it Wednesday afternoon. The fire burned 3 acres on the east side of Mosier, starting around 3:45 Wednesday afternoon, but it was extinguished within a few hours, thanks to a quick response by first responders. It's still unclear how it started. Oregon Department of Forestry officials say they were monitoring the situation closely through a camera detection system.
Fuel type that was burning was kind of flashy light fuels as far as I know. So they were able to kind of get here quickly and put containment line around it.
So quick response there, and Mosier residents tell us they're grateful for that quick action. Throughout the afternoon, many were keeping a close eye, understandably, on notifications from the Wasco County Sheriff's Office. We spoke with one woman who was driving home to Mosier from Bend when she started getting the alerts.
About Madras, I started getting texts. Are you okay? Do you need to spend the night here? We've got homes for you. You know, we've got beds for you. And I'm going, what? And then I found out it was right in my backyard.
Now, fortunately, no structures were impacted, and that quick action from firefighters was able to tame the fire quickly. Those go now orders issued Wednesday afternoon have now been downgraded to level 2 get set orders for some of those neighborhoods east of Mosier. Drew?
All right, Thomas Schultz with the latest on that fire for us. Meanwhile, another wildfire is burning this morning in Washington near Leavenworth. This is called the Second Creek Fire. The latest update shows it's 20% contained with about 75 acres burned. Now, that's not considered a large fire necessarily, but fire crews still consider this one significant because of how early in the season it is.
It's not the first fire of the season statistically. However, it is a bit early in the season to see this type of fire. I'd categorize this more as a fire you'd see at the early start of the season or into the mid-season.
Right now, there is a level 1 evacuation warning in place, meaning people in the area should be at the very least alert about the potential threats of this fire.
Hey, take a good look at your screen right now. Vancouver police need your help finding this man, Frankie Fred. He was last seen by friends near Vancouver Lake last Friday. He was wearing black Nike shoes, black pants, and a white hoodie with Hawaiian flowers. Fred is 18 years old. He's 5'5", 140 pounds, with black hair, brown eyes. If you know anything about his whereabouts, you're urged to call 911.
We have some new images to share of the man who broke into the Reynolds School District bus yard this past weekend and stole 6 catalytic converters. Each of them, by the way, is said to be worth about $4,500. The district says the suspect was wearing a black hoodie and carrying a black and red backpack. They also say he was driving a white Ford passenger van.
In Hillsborough, police are asking for help identifying a man they say sexually assaulted a person at a Max stop while they were sleeping. Around 4 a.m. last Tuesday, investigators say the man you see here pulled up to the stop at 12th and Washington in a white van, assaulted the victim, and then took off. If you recognize him or the van, call Hillsborough police.
A family is suing a memory care facility after their mother was left outside for hours in near 100-degree heat. This happened last August at Aspen Ridge in Bend. When Celia Hess was taken to the hospital, her temperature was 109 degrees. She died a couple of days later. Her family is now suing Aspen Ridge and its then parent company, Frontier Senior Living, for $17 million.
She was not being provided the services that she deserved. And so, you know, there's always regret or wondering, could we have done something different? But we trusted them to keep her safe, and they failed in that.
Again, we're hearing from the woman's family there. The management team at Aspen Ridge declined to comment for this story. We also reached out to Frontier Senior Living, but haven't heard back.
Your time now is 7:07. Take a look at this. This is a video of a lightning storm over Austin, Texas yesterday morning. The storm brought heavy rain, hail, and winds 75 miles per hour at the height of the storm. Seems pretty intense. Rod Hill was checking in on that yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, great light show there. There were no tornadoes reported. You mentioned the strong winds, 75-mile-per-hour gusts, and some hail reports, and that's what the reports were for severe weather. So luckily it was nothing more than that, but of course 75-mile-per-hour winds more than likely did some damage in there, I'm assuming. That's a heck of a light show.
Yeah, we're still seeing some of that lightning
Texas,
in Texas. Crazy, Rod.
All right, thank you for that. Here's where the main severe weather threat is today, running across the Gulf Coast states. Much of Alabama at this hour seeing some heavy rain, and that's pushing into Georgia. There are severe thunderstorm warnings currently posted down here along the Gulf Coast and the Florida Panhandle, and there's actually some more thunderstorm activity along the Red River between Oklahoma and North Texas as well. Okay, we'll get back to our area this morning, and it's a weak weather system, but it is bringing us to clouds, and now it's starting to bring us increasing light rain in the Portland area as well. So far, most of the rain has actually been Longview up into Seattle, but we are seeing some light showers now up and down I-5. There's Salem, Canby, Portland, Battleground getting some rain, McMinnville, another shower, still some broken showers along the coast. This weak system will produce rain chances this morning, and then will be dry this afternoon, and eventually we'll clear out of these clouds. But there's a wet look at the low cloud deck in Lincoln City from our Schnickwinds Casino Resort camera, and 55 degrees there. We've had raindrops over the state capitol for a little while now. It's 54 degrees. And downtown Portland, just for many people, picking up the first raindrops of the morning here recently. You can see that rainy look from the Rose City camera right now. We're at 58. Other temperatures for you, I think we're all in the 50s. Battleground 55 with some rain showers. Sandy's 54. Hillsborough 54. And there's Salem with the raindrops we saw a moment ago and 54. So this is a morning thing. Eventually this afternoon we'll clear out of the clouds. No rain expected east of the Cascades today. You can see statewide we're mainly in the 70s. Just like that, tomorrow's 85. Then we have a rain threat coming in late Saturday into Saturday evening. That's Starlight Parade time, and that's your forecast. Here's Chris.
Okay, Rod, thanks for that. Just queued up the traffic graphics here. We are getting slower by the minute out of Clark County. There's 25 minutes now. Your southbound I-5 drive. That's from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. There's a quick look right now. Snapshot near SR 14, or excuse me, SR 500, which is right there. Speed sensor is indicating traffic puttering along at about 12 miles an hour. Also running pretty thick on the west side. Here's a look at the inbound Sunset out near Murray Boulevard. Again, all three lanes moving slowly here, and you can see plainly the rain now on the freeway. Windshield wipers going as well. So a couple of slow spots popping up out there. We'll switch gears real quick. I'll take you over to 217. That southbound drive starting to build a little bit as well. The good news is at this point, guys, I don't have any freeway crashes to report, but we are definitely getting into the heart of the morning commute. With the rain falling, the commute times are building just a bit. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. McIver State Park in Estacada, our next stop here. Yep, we're doing some disc golfing on this Thursday morning. That's Jesse. He's the tournament director for the Northwest Disc Golf Championship, and he is letting it rip on this Thursday morning. Some of the best pro golfers in the world, pro disc golfers in the world, we're going to be descending upon Portland here. We're going to talk more about that and this weekend's big event with $100,000 in prize money up for grabs. That's happening next on the streaming hour of Sunrise, live at 7 o'clock.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Pitawanich, and Matt Zafino. Your Evening News team, tonight on KGW.
Live 7 o'clock hour of the Sunrise Show this morning, streaming here on KGW Plus as we take another live look this morning out at McIver State Park in Estacada. That is the site for the next couple of days of the Northwest Disc Golf Championship. Players coming into the area competing for more than $100,000 in prize money. The man on the screen here behind me is Jesse Tomeno. He is the tournament director for the Northwest Disc Golf Championship. Hey, Jesse, as we bring you back into the mix here this morning, maybe Eric, our photographer out there with you, can pan down and show the bag that you brought with you, the bag full of discs, because I was surprised how many discs you have for a round of golf. I mean, how many discs do you really need to get through a round?
You know, the thing about disc golf is you could play with just one disc and have a great time, but by the time you get to tournament level, you're probably carrying from 19 to 25, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Whoa, 25 discs? I understand that you use some for like long distance and you use some for shorter distances, but why in the world would you need 25 different discs?
Well, so in golf, you have a 7-iron, right?
Right.
In disc golf, I need a 7-iron that goes straight, a 7-iron that goes left, and a 7-iron that goes right.
Okay. Hey, if you tell me so, I'll believe it. Jesse, let's talk more about this big event this weekend. So you've got 2 days out there at McIver, and then Saturday and Sunday action is happening at Glendoveer Golf and Tennis in Northeast Portland. We're talking about some of the best men and women in Washington and Oregon, or even beyond that.
In the world. This is 150 of the best competitors in the world. There's maybe only 2 or 3 from the top 20 that aren't here.
Okay.
So it's a big deal.
And again, they're competing for $100,000 in prize money. We only have about 20 seconds left for this final interview with you this morning, Jesse. You want to rip off one more shot for us and show us how it's done?
I'd love to.
All right. Jesse Tomeno, Tournament Director, Northwest Disc Golf Championship. Eric Patterson behind the camera watching it go. I'm going to say that's a great shot. Admittedly, I'm not sure what a great shot is and what a great shot isn't. But Jesse, you've been a great interview this morning. We're going to throw the information back up on the screen here one more time. If you'd like to check it out, again, it's happening today through Sunday at McIver State Park and also at Glendoveer Golf and Tennis, DGPT.com for more info. There you go, gang.
I couldn't do that if I tried.
Oh, yes, you could.
I mean, I could fling it.
Yeah?
But it would go into a tree.
Well, maybe the first throw or two, but then you get the hang of it. I see athletic ability right here in front of me.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I trust you, China. When you say you can't do it, I believe you.
This man keeps me humble on a daily basis.
That's good, Rod. That's good.
Humble Rod.
Oh boy, here's a look at our radar. We've got rain on the west side. This is a weak system that's not expected to push moisture east of the Cascades, and the rain we will get will be a morning thing. Will be dry, I think, this afternoon. It's been pretty wet for hours and hours now from Calais County up into Seattle. Much of Clark County is now starting to see some rain showers in the area, and then we've picked up this rain from Portland down into Salem. You see it's scattered and it's light. There's nothing stormy here, but we could still have hours of this going on from time to time, a passing light rain shower. So the cameras have really become kind of socked in with low cloud cover. This had some brightness to it not that long ago, the Chehalem Tasting Room camera in Sherwood, but that's socked in. There's clearly some rain there. 54 degrees. The Dundee Hills definitely socked in and definitely wet. You can't see the buildings up here much. That's Domaine Serene Winery's camera out in Yamhill County. And here are the other temperatures. 54 Newport, solid clouds on the west side, the areas of light rain. It's partly cloudy generally when you get east this morning, 59 over in Bend. And Futurecast shows the dry weather east of the Cascades. Here we are noon. Still cloudy skies, the last lingering light shower, then eventually this afternoon will actually clear out of the clouds. And then we go clear tonight and we have a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Here's Saturday noon. This is an update of timing. A weak system that was Sunday, then it was Saturday overnight. Now it's coming in late Saturday afternoon, evening. You can see the rain in green. So increasing clouds Saturday, a dry morning, I think including the coast right now. Then once you get in the afternoon, you folks will start picking up a shower chance. For Portland, it looks like later in the afternoon and into the evening, the threat of some passing light rain. It wouldn't be much, but of course Saturday evening is the Starlight Parade, so we're keeping an eye on that. All right, for the coastal areas today, morning showers ending before noon, afternoon sunshine expected, low 60s. Here in the valley, assuming we get afternoon clearing soon enough, we'll warm up to about 72 after the cloudy and occasionally wet start this morning. Out in the gorge, it's just the west end with some shower threats. The Dalles gets up to about 74. Remember, this is the area where from Hood River eastward, it'll be windy throughout the day. Winds gusting 15, 20, 25, 30 miles per hour. 85 tomorrow, big one-day warm-up again. And then we talked about Saturday with the late-day shower chances. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday now all dry. And really all comfortable. Temperatures in the 70s as well. All right, here's Chris.
Rod, we found the rain. Actually, photojournalist Chad Dehart did. We sent him out to get stuck in traffic so you don't have to. And he is stuck right now on the ramp from I-205 north to westbound I-84. And you can see that is slow and going. Obviously, as we mentioned, a little wet on that side of town. It's wet down in the Gladstone area as well. This is actually Oregon City, I-205 southbound near the Abernathy Bridge. Quick look at those drive times right now. Building over the west side now, upwards of nearly 30 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough to the Vista Ridge Tunnel on the inbound Sunset. And a quick check of that trip out of Clark County. That is slow and steady in from SR 500 right now as well. That has spiked up to about 25 minutes at last check, Main Street south of the Fremont Bridge. Big reminder for the weekend on the west side, 217 southbound, the first of up to 5 planned weekend directional closures. That closure of southbound 217 starts tomorrow night at 9 p.m. until as late as 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is all part of the 217 auxiliary lanes project, building auxiliary lanes and eventually paving here between Canyon Road and 99W. So there's your closure. Again, more subsequent closures to come as we roll through the late spring and summer. China?
Thank you, Chris. Still to come on Sunrise, President Trump's tariffs ruled invalid. A look at your national headlines coming up in just 2 minutes. Sunrise streaming at 7 continues right after this.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We do want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind that's been gusting all morning long.
There are level 3 go now evacuation orders in place.
New information that we just got from Portland police.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
Welcome back to Sunrise. This is a live look inside the Capitol Jewish Museum in Washington, D.C., where 2 Israeli embassy staffers were shot and killed last week. The doors to the building are back open this morning. So right now the museum is holding a tribute to the couple who family members say were planning to get married. The suspect in last week's shooting is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder.
Now to your morning rush. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Hamas Gaza chief has been killed. Mohammed Sinwar was one of Israel's most wanted men and is believed to be the mastermind of the October 7th Hamas terror attack in Israel. Yesterday, Netanyahu confirmed Sinwar was killed in an airstrike on a hospital. Hamas has yet to confirm his death. A federal trade court has struck down most of President Donald Trump's tariffs, calling them unconstitutional. That includes a 10% rate on most trading partners and the additional tariffs on Canada and Mexico, which were justified by the administration as responses to fentanyl trafficking. The 3-judge panel says the Trump administration cannot rely on executive orders to impose unlimited tariffs without input from Congress. And Elon Musk is officially leaving the Trump administration. The White House began Musk's offboarding last night. Musk posted on social media thanking the president, saying that his Department of Government Efficiency team will continue to work through the government. And that's a look at your morning rush. It's no secret that artificial intelligence has changed many parts of the modern world, and now AI is entering the courtroom.
NBC's Gotti Schwartz has more on the AI, we'll call them reporters, covering the Arizona Supreme Court.
Okay, TikTok. Impression time.
In a world full of deepfakes,
It's Taylor Swift here.
Hold on just a second. There's a big fire.
what happens when the face of your official source of information isn't human, it's AI?
The Arizona Supreme Court has...
Meet Victoria and Daniel, the official AI avatars for the Arizona Supreme Court.
Hey there, I'm Victoria, one of the Arizona Supreme Court's new AI generated court news reporters.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Why? I think it's just an efficient way for us to get news out.
Alberto Rodriguez is a public information officer for the court and helped design his digital co-workers.
So traditional production obviously takes quite amount of manpower.
And how much time does it take for Victoria to do it here?
It takes minutes.
I gotta admit, when she says I'm Victoria, a news reporter. Like, my human feelings get hurt as a news reporter.
Yeah.
Do you see this ever replacing, like, news reporters?
I don't think so.
Arizona's Chief Justice Ann Timmer says it's important to note that everything you hear the avatars say is actually written by the justices themselves.
For years, we took it for granted that of course you trust the courts, of course you trust judges. We're doing our best, but if people don't believe that, it doesn't matter.
However, there are a lot of people out there that don't trust AI.
That's true, but they have to remember this AI, at least that we're using, it's not generative.
The justices said that even if she didn't mean to violate the rules, her action...
And while the avatars might become the most forward-facing example of AI in the legal system, Justice Timmer points out the law profession is already using AI every day for things like research to document review and analysis.
I come here today a humble pro se before a panel.
One plaintiff in New York even trying to use AI to argue his case before a skeptical appeals panel.
Shut that off!
But with more AI come concerns over instances of AI models citing cases that never existed and potential bias and discrimination that's often found when tapping into large data sets.
I don't see if what your concern is, that, which is a valid one, that will use AI to start substituting for judgment. I don't think that will ever happen.
All ethical concerns in a new era that could end up before Arizona's high court, decided by human justices, but disseminated by something else. Gotti Schwartz, NBC News, Phoenix, Arizona.
No matter what side we on, get that out my face, dude. Are we doing that? Put that in my face.
Yeah, things got heated yesterday as the debate continues over City Council's decision to move $2 million away from Portland Police and give it to the city's Parks and Rec Department. The latest on that at 7:30. Also in our next half hour, U.S. and local tourism down, especially when it comes to people visiting from Canada. We're going to hear what officials say is the cause of the decline when Sunrise, streaming live at 7 o'clock, continues right after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We do want to tell you about some breaking news that we're covering this morning.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
For the past few hours, we've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in.
We are coming up on 729, a building morning commute out there. It's slow now on the west side. Highway 26 taking you about 33 minutes to get you in from Hillsborough. And a quick check over on the east side. Photojournalist Chad Dehart is manning the wheel here of Drive 8. You can see a little rain on the camera lens there. He's rolling westbound on the Banfield. That's pretty slow this morning. And the trip from Clark County, of course, slow. I-205 not bad, but I-5 is plugged up back past SR 500 at this point. Rod, that's a 31-minute commute to get you in from Main Street.
Well, thanks for the update there, Chris. Rain has picked up in the past hour here in the inland part of the valley between Salem and Portland. It's scattered light showers, which you can see right here. And these showers will keep coming for the next several hours. I think once we get to about noon, the rain chance will slowly end, and then we'll gradually pull out of the clouds at some point this afternoon. But right now, we've got rain in downtown Portland currently, 56 degrees. Again, it's light shower activity, mainly dry, cloudy at noon, 64, and then clearing out of the clouds later today and 72. Still sticking with a sunny 85-degree day tomorrow. Could be some showers late Saturday and Saturday evening.
7:30, half hour of sunrise, and we start with this cloudy skies over downtown Portland during this final week of May. Some raindrops on the camera too. Is that what I just saw? Just hit the camera, or are those bugs?
Yeah, no, that's raindrops. And this is a weak system, but the cloud deck with it is quite low. And I mean, if you didn't know better, that looks like, man, there's something big coming in, but it's just light showers at this point.
You know, sometimes Chris and Rod can't get the half hour started without a proper greeting.
Oh, good morning.
Now I'm ready to go.
And thank you for joining us live. It is 7:30. You going somewhere? It's 7:30. Don't be late. We're going to have the roads and what that looks like in a second. But first, your weather.
Here we go. All right. As I mentioned, we looked at that kind of ominous Wells Fargo camera view, but radar shows you the evidence that everything is just a light green color for the most part, and that means light showers. There could certainly be some moderate rain pockets embedded, but overall, I still think a lot of us are going to end up with barely measurable precip out of what falls this morning between Portland and Salem. A little bit more rain has been falling at the coast. Here's the Chinook winds you can see on resort camera, 55 degrees there. Rain out in Washington County. This is the Reserve Vineyards and Golf Club out in Aloha, 56 degrees. Again, it's a dark, low cloud deck for sure. Not much wind being reported here in the valley. By noon, we should be mainly done with the rain, still overcast, 64. And then gradually pulling out of the clouds later today and 72. Here's Chris.
Gradual describes photojournalist Chad Dehart's westbound commute here on the Banfield here. It's a little drippy out there, and he's coming up past Lloyd Center now, and he's got a nice long look at Big Pink off in the distance in the rain. So yeah, we are slow on that side of town for sure. Speaking of slow, I think I can walk faster than this right now on the inbound Sunset. This is out near Bethany Boulevard, so that eastbound commute really puttering along here as it is through Wilsonville, and on all of these cameras, you can see it's a little wet out there as well. 33 minutes now, you're driving from Hillsborough on Highway 26, I-5 southbound, plugged up in Clark County to the tune of about 32 minutes from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Big heads up, got to remind folks about this weekend. 217 southbound, the first of up to 5 planned weekend closures. This weekend, it's southbound from Canyon Road to 99W from 9 p.m. Friday through 5 a.m. on Monday. China, they're going to be doing some paving as part of that 217 auxiliary lanes project. Again, several more closures set to come the remainder of this summer.
Good to know, Chris. Thank you for that. Meantime, Portlanders are split over an amendment to Mayor Keith Wilson's budget plan that would move $2 million from Portland Police to Parks and Recreation.
The budget isn't finalized yet. Councilors still have some other amendments to go over. The final vote, we know, is set to happen in 3 weeks on June 18th. Here's KGW's Tim Gordon with the latest.
No matter what side we on, get that out my face, dude. We doing that, put that on my face.
The debate over shifting Portland City budget dollars away from Portland Police blew up at an event in East Portland. A group against police cuts to the mayor's proposal gathered to get their message out.
Improving our police force should not be at the expense of the parks, but we definitely need an improved police force.
But counter demonstrators came to crash the party.
I wanted to fund the police from the mayor's budget. Why don't you get up here and talk?
This isn't my press conference.
This is the friction caused by a historic $93 million budget gap and a decision by councilors on a 7-5 vote to shift $2 million away from Portland Police to parks maintenance. Away from the crowd, we heard Lentz resident David Potts' take on it.
Diverting money from the police budget to parks makes no sense at all. Parks are already kind of on the unsafe side, and if you have less police to enforce the law, it's not going to get better.
Candace Avalos is the city councilor who offered the amendment to the mayor's proposal at a marathon budget hearing a week ago. The majority of councilors approved it near the end of their meeting, close to midnight.
The amendment is approved with 7 yes votes and 5 no votes.
Avalos stands by it.
The reason that I propose this is because I want to make sure that we're filling in all these other gaps. Let's remember, they're already getting $10 million more dollars. If they can't do what they need to do with $10 million more, well, we're cutting parks by $10 million. That's a larger discussion we need to have.
The $8.5 billion budget is not settled, so for now, competing interests will continue to battle, a sign the city that works is having trouble working it out. Tim Gordon, KGW News.
Meanwhile, lawmakers in Salem passed a new law to help animal shelters in Oregon handle stray and abandoned cats. So it aims, to protect licensed shelters and rescue groups from legal action when they take in strays. There are some rules they still have to follow. Those rules include posting a photo of the cat online within 24 hours, checking for a chip or some other form of identification, and holding the cat at the shelter for at least 3 business days. After that point, the shelter or rescue organization can move forward with finding the cat a home. This law will take effect later this year, and it stems from an incident in 2018 when a cat owner sued a local shelter for adopting out their family pet.
We're learning more about the suspect in a deadly crash that killed a Portland high school student Monday night on SR 14. 23-year-old Eric Moya made his first appearance in court yesterday. He faces charges of vehicular homicide and vehicular assault. Court documents show Moya's blood alcohol level was .228 an hour and a half after the crash. Police also found several open containers in his car. Investigators say that he was going the wrong way on SR 14 when he hit another car head on. The driver of that car, 18-year-old Miko O'Brien, died. He was a senior at Roosevelt High School. 2 other Roosevelt seniors were in the car with Miko. They are still in the hospital with serious injuries.
Miko, you are one of the kindest, most compassionate people I have ever known. Rest easy.
Friends and classmates of Miko held a candlelight vigil for him yesterday on the Roosevelt High football field.
He was just days away from graduating. Roosevelt principal Katie Parman says that the student vigil gave the students the opportunity to remember Miko.
Just seeing how our community has responded to this loss and to who he was in our community, it's been really clear how much he was loved and cared about.
The suspect is scheduled to be arraigned June 11th. He's in the Clark County Jail. His bail is set at $500,000.
The Skamania County Sheriff's Office says it continues to see a record number of rescues. In an updated Facebook post, the Sheriff's Office there says it completed 9 rescue missions in 19 days this month. They're also looking for more help with the rise in these missions, so volunteer opportunities are available. You can find out more about that by checking out the website we have up on the screen. The website is scsosar.org. That's a lot of letters to remember, but they stand for the Skamania County Sheriff's Office Search and Rescue Unit.
All right, check this out. A 20-foot shark was spotted recently swimming near Block Island, Rhode Island.
Cute.
Now, Rod, I know you said that you were afraid of sharks, but before you freak out here, this is a basking shark, which is a filter feeder and not considered a threat to humans. Now, reportedly here, the shark has since left the Block Island and is headed towards warmer water. So, yeah, it's a cute shark.
I mean, who's doing that research?
And that's a possum.
Yeah, that's a possum from the Oregon Zoo. Has nothing to do with the shark. Nothing to do with the shark.
Maybe that would eat that? Maybe that's what it would eat.
Well, since we're looking at it, I should say this is Nigel, Rod.
Nigel.
Yeah. Nigel saying good morning on this Thursday. Yes. Nigel is one of the newest residents at the Oregon Zoo. They found Nigel wandering in, I believe it was Lebanon, a little south of here.
Wow.
And I figured if you're going to go wandering, right, Lebanon is a good spot for that.
I would agree.
But they picked Nigel up, they brought him to the zoo, and now he has a new home there.
Nigel. His name's Nigel.
Nigel's going to have sharp teeth if he doesn't already. Possums have lots of teeth. All right, here's a look at our radar this morning. A wet, drippy start. Took a while for the rain to get south of Longview, Kelso, and to move inland from the beach, but that has happened, and now we have light rain showers kind of dotting the landscape between Salem, McMinnville, Canby, Portland, up into Battleground. Astoria, you've had a pretty wet morning. Kelso, Longview, you've had a pretty wet morning. You're starting to dry out a little bit, actually, up to our north. So there's nothing stormy here, and it's not steady. It's scattered, but overall, most of us, I think it's a safe statement, have had at least some rain over the past hour now, including our friends down in Salem. You see the raindrops over the state capitol from our live camera there, 54 degrees. And yes, the bricks are finally wet on this Thursday morning from the Pioneer Park building. 56 degrees is the temperature. Other numbers, 54 in Scappoose, 57 degrees in Troutdale. A little misty out here at KGW. I'm looking out of the window by Lincoln High School, by the way, where we're located. 55 in Taggart and West Lynn, 54 degrees in Salem. Here's the Futurecast model. 10 o'clock this morning, still overcast, still some scattered light showers expected. Once we get to noon, that's about the time, 1 o'clock, that there could be a lingering shower left, and that's pretty much it. And then we'll gradually see the clouds break up and clear out, and then we'll go on to have a beautiful sunny day tomorrow. Here's Max, our KGW dog of the day. Use that email, dogoftheday@kgw.com, and send us your dog's photo name. Your dog will become our dog of the day. So this system is weak. It won't produce any moisture over the Cascades to the east. And this afternoon, as we dry out, that means eventually all of our state will be dry with partly cloudy skies coming. Most inland areas somewhere around 70 degrees or warmer. I've got Portland at 72 later today, 85 and sunny tomorrow. This is new. Increasing clouds Saturday leading to the chance of some rain showers late in the afternoon into early evening. That's Starlight Parade time. 77 the high. After that, it's all dry on the 7-day. Here's Chris.
Well, it's a little wet, and now we got a little fender bender action out there. This is on the inbound Sunset Rod near the Jefferson exit ramp, and excuse me, not near Jefferson, near the tunnel. Jefferson exit ramp's right down there, and it's on the shoulder, but it is creating and adding to the local slowing on that side of town. Right now, the trip in from Hillsborough has jumped up to 36 minutes on Highway 26. Not to be outdone, we've got some other slow spots out there as well. This is 205. Over on the east side near Johnson Creek Boulevard. There's your northbound commute puttering along at about 25 miles an hour or so there. And the drive over the Glen Jackson Bridge out of Clark County, that too running a little thick and really thick on the I-5 drive. This is up near the Expo Center. Again, wet roads and a slow morning commute on that side of town. 205 is about 20 minutes or so to get you in from Patton Parkway to the Banfield. I-5 nearly 35 minutes now to get you in from Hazeldale. Drew?
All right, the Sunrise Show rolls along here live in the 7 o'clock hour. Next up, we have an update to a KGW investigation into low-income families headed to the grocery store who found out that their SNAP benefits were stolen. We're talking about families who had zero balances on their card.
Investigative reporter Kyla Boshi first exposed this problem a couple of years ago, and it hasn't gotten any better.
For Gene Forsty and his family, SNAP benefits are a lifeline. They help put food on the table. So you can imagine his worry when the Salem man looked at his account just hours after monthly benefits had been loaded and discovered someone else had made a purchase for $590. The online order was from a Walmart store almost 800 miles away in Rialto, California.
Well, at first I just figured that it was, a mistake.
Gene quickly tried to freeze his account, but it was too late. A second purchase had already been made for $581, this time at a Walmart store in San Bernardino, California. Within minutes, the crooks had wiped out his account.
All your month's funds are gone?
Yeah, it's definitely a bit gut-wrenching because the first thought is, well, what do I do now?
Previously, KGW reported on this very same issue. Low-income families who had SNAP benefits stolen.
I know there is money in there. My money was gone.
We rely on those food benefits to eat.
Over the past 2 years, the USDA reports it's replaced $2.2 million in stolen SNAP benefits from Oregon residents. But that program ended in December, leaving victims with no way to buy groceries.
To take somebody's money that they use to feed their families is the lowest of the low.
Crooks often skim cards by secretly installing a device on ATM readers, then create duplicates and drain accounts. In April, the Oregon Department of Justice charged 19 people with stealing SNAP benefit cards around the country, then using the money to purchase baby formula, which was then sold on the black market. The feds filed a similar case involving many of the same suspects.
At what point do we start going, okay, this is too easy. We need to beef up our security here.
Last year, the USDA pushed states to modernize SNAP benefits, including the introduction of chip cards for SNAP EBT. Currently, Oregon Trail cards used for SNAP benefits don't have a chip, making them ripe for fraud.
It's a basic security for every bank, every credit union, and that transaction is encrypted. But SNAP EBT users can't count on that security, unfortunately.
In November, the U.S. Secretary of Agriculture sent Oregon's governor this letter encouraging the transition to SNAP chip cards, noting the cost would be reimbursed by the federal government at 50%. Documents provided to KGW by the state suggest upgrading SNAP cards in Oregon would take about 2 years at a cost of roughly $17 million.
The urgency is now, and the state needs to take action on this. Even though it'll be costly and it'll be complex, folks deserve to know that their basic assistance is on their card when they go to the grocery store.
California started issuing SNAP cards with chip technology, and Oklahoma will soon follow. But in Oregon, low-income families don't have that protection. Over the past 2 years, more than 6,000 households in the state have reported stolen benefits.
When you ask about SNAP card security, you could pretty much just go, what security? Because there's really none.
In the meantime, the state of Oregon offers a couple suggestions. First, freeze your card between uses. It's an extra layer of protection. To do so, go to the EBT Edge or website. You can also unfreeze it when you're ready to make additional purchases. Block out-of-state purchases and online purchases. That too can be done through the website or the app. And finally, monitor your account. If you see any suspicious activity, report it right away. Kyle Aboshi, KGW News.
One more thing to keep in mind, if you have a story for the KGW investigative team, you can email that idea to that address on the screen. It's investigators@kgw.com. You can also call the tip line 503-226-5041.
Travel forecasts are predicting a drop in tourism to the U.S. Coming up, what local agencies are already seeing and what they're trying to hopefully stabilize Oregon's tourism industry.
KGW's Evening News. Important stories to help you stay informed and keep your family safe.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pittawanich.
And I'm David Molko.
Weather impact alerts to help you plan your week.
We need to be extra careful with anything that can throw a spark.
And a team of local journalists connected to our community. David Molko, Christine Pittawanich, and Matt Zaffino. Your Evening News team, tonight on KGW.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
This spring, the U.S. is expected to see less Canadian visitors, and it could have an impact on tourism here in Oregon. Forecasters are predicting a nearly 9% dip in international travelers coming to the U.S. this year, with an estimated 20% drop in Canadian visitors. In April alone, there was a 35% dip in Canadians visiting by land and a 20% drop by those traveling by air.
You are finding that some people are choosing to not travel, this year, and some people have said they won't be traveling for the duration of this presidency, but we are doing a lot of work to counteract that.
In Portland, we get about 300,000 Canadians visiting each year, who together spend about $130 million. Travel Portland and Oregon tourism groups are now trying to encourage influencers and industry insiders to visit Oregon, and are working to get the message across that both the city and state are very welcoming to Canadians. Clark County Public Health is reminding everyone to be careful in local lakes and rivers as we head towards the summer months. Water temps are still cold. And strong currents can always pose serious risks, of course. Health officials are encouraging people to wear life jackets, obviously. Don't smoke marijuana while swimming. That was in there. And always keep a close eye on kids near water. Yeah. And county says that it is also monitoring water quality at 3 area beaches this summer. So make sure that the water is free of bacteria or toxic algae before you go. Any updates or advisories on that will be posted on the Clark County website.
I'm assuming it's not okay to drink beer now. The marijuana line, I think, used to be don't drink beer. Now the marijuana is taking away the don't drink beer line on the graphic.
I mean, realistically, is the county going to come out and tell people don't drink when you're out swimming? I mean, people are going to have maybe one, which I would say is okay, but the idea of getting hammered going swimming is the worst idea in the world.
Yeah.
I just don't remember growing up and being like the teen or in my 20s, like going to the water, people smoking. I remember drinking, of course, but smoking, that was an interesting one.
In their teens?
Thrown there.
Wait a minute, what are you saying?
21 and older.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's be clear here.
Yes.
She grew up in Wild
I'm getting arrested.
Last question. Are you a strong swimmer?
Yes.
Okay, good for you. And you are. You told me before you're a good swimmer. All right.
Mr. Garney?
Oh, you can't swim.
I wouldn't go can't.
You can't swim.
I wouldn't say that.
Like even a little bit.
No, I can swim a little bit.
Dougie Bettle.
I could do some strokes. I'm just not strong in the water. That's all. That's all.
Our next What to Do with China and Drew, we will be
No, we're
swimming.
not. Nope.
Oh, I like
on the
that.
Willamette.
Yeah,
No,
I like
I don't like it at all.
All right, here's my transition. Speaking of water, we have water falling from the sky. Here's a look at our rain on radar. This is nothing stormy, it's just some light rain this morning. It's been pretty persistent rain, though, much of the morning between Kelso, Longview up into Seattle. That's starting to break up somewhat. And then from Portland southward, by the time you get to Eugene, there's really nothing. And you can see it's scattered light showers, nothing uniform, nothing steady. But this shower chance of light rain, mostly light rain, will stick with us for the coming hours of the morning. And a lot of us at this point have finally seen some rain. It took a little while to get going in the 7 o'clock hour. There's the wet concrete up in the West Hills from our live Oregon Zoo camera, 55 degrees there. Definitely raining over downtown right now, 56. Now you get up in elevation a little bit and we're off on the east side and you've got dry weather and some thinning cloud cover. This is up in Welch's at 1,500 feet, pardon me, the Mount Hood, Oregon Resort up outside of Sandy on the way to Mount Hood. You folks could see some showers, by the way, eventually this morning up in that direction. This rain will not make it over the crest of the Cascades. Temperatures outside, we've got partly cloudy skies, Ben, the Dows, everybody out east. The clouds and the light rain scattered here on the west side. All right, Futurecast shows at noon. Still lingering shower threat, still cloudy here in the valley. But then after that, the rain chances dissipate and eventually we'll start to break out of the clouds. Should be partly cloudy to mainly clear this evening. We have a sunny 80-something degree day Friday coming. And then here's Saturday. This is Saturday noon, a dry morning, increasing clouds in the afternoon. This is a weak system offshore that could bring us some rain showers as early as, say, 5 o'clock on Saturday. Certainly the chance of some scattered light rain shower activity Saturday evening. That's Starlight Parade time, by the way, for the Rose Festival. So we'll keep an eye on that. Here's the coastal forecast. The morning showers, certainly the rain chance here is over before noon, and then afternoon sunshine coming in low 60s. Not much wind at the coast, not much wind in the valley today, and assuming we clear out of the cloudiness soon enough this afternoon, we'll get up to about 70 or 72. We are expecting a windy day to continue from about Hood River eastward in the gorge out into the Columbia Basin. West winds 15, gusting to 30 miles per hour. Some showers on the west end of the gorge. Otherwise, this is dry time, Hood River out into the Dalles. And then there's tomorrow's sunny 85-degree day. We talked about Saturday. Now, after Saturday night, I've removed all rain chances, and it looks like a run of comfortable 70s, 73 Sunday and mid-70s on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It is birthday time. Okay, our celebration today starts with Adam, who is 3. Happy birthday. You know, we do birthdays a couple times a morning now. And there's Gail, a baller with the basketball. Earlier in the show, I said Gail was 7. It's because of Gail's beautiful complexion I said that. Happy birthday to you, Gail. Here's Richard, who is 75. Happy birthday to you. Bob is 80 and loves to golf as I do. Happy birthday to you. Put your hands together for Eunice, who is celebrating. Here she comes. There she is. 101 in Beaverton today. Happy birthday to you. Love the purple hat there. Birthdays at KGW.com. We'll celebrate with you. Here's Chris.
Rod, the rain making for a slow commute out there. This is live in Westland, I-205 southbound from Highway 43. And actually, that lineup extends over the Abernathy Bridge and up almost to Clackamas. So you need some extra time for sure on that side of town. There's the lineup, right? So 5 miles of 205 south traffic that's really puttering along. Let's take you over to the west side. Inbound Sunset, slow in the rain, 11 miles an hour out near Tannisbourne. And Interstate 84 really slow coming through the Gateway District right now. Your trip in from Troutdale is up to 30 minutes. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Police are asking some people to stay inside their homes.
We've watched officers coming and going.
Flames blowing in this wind.
There is no danger to the public. We'll keep you updated.
Stream extended coverage right here on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
Well, there's your 7-day. We have light rain showers scattered in the area right now. That rain chance pretty much wrapping up around lunchtime, and then later today we'll get some sun, 72. All sunny tomorrow. Keep your eye on Saturday late afternoon, evening. We've got the Starlight Run, we have the Starlight Parade, and we may have Mr. and Mrs. Raindrop coming to town.
Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Raindrop are already doing a job on the morning commute. There's Highway 26 out near Tannisbourne, really slow coming in from Hillsborough now. We're up to 40 minutes. Brookwood Parkway to downtown, not to be outdone, 38 minutes. Your I-5 drive, Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Not real pretty out there right now.
Just a reminder, this is the new normal, our live 7 o'clock hour of sunrise, only here on KGW Plus. Clearly, if you're watching us here, you knew how to download KGW Plus. Thanks for watching the extra hour of the Sunrise Show. We will continue to do this for you. In fact, there's even a rumor out there. It's swirling around right now that we're going to take Sunrise another hour beyond this.
What?
Yep. Sunrise until 9 o'clock in the morning. Coming soon to a KGW Plus near you.
What about the rumor we're taking summers off? Is that not true?
That's not going to happen.
Gosh darn it.
That's not going to happen, Rod. For Christopher, Rodney, China, I have no idea how to extend your name. Christopher, Rodney, China. I'm Drew. Thanks for watching.
Drew. Oh, Andrew, duh.
Duh.